Good morning. Good morning, Your Excellencies, professors, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Yonsei University and the opening ceremony for the 2024 Global Engagement and Empowerment Forum on Sustainable Development. I am Jung-Gil Ko, an associate professor at the School of Integrated Technology, College of Computing here at Yonsei University.
And I am Katrina Che, the communications lead at the Ban Ki-moon Center for Global Citizens. Thank you all for joining us today. The Global Engagement and Empowerment Forum is the flagship event of the IGE, the Institute of Global Engagement and Empowerment of Yonsei University. We are thrilled to have a distinguished group of stakeholders from policy, civil society, higher education, and the private sector with us today and tomorrow. The theme of this year's forum is Reboot the SDGs, Reset Our Future. The theme couldn't be any timelier. The UN Sustainable Development Goals have entered the most important development phase. We're past the halfway point to 2030, and we only have about 6 years left to achieve them. At the moment, progress for the SDGs is stalling, and the world is currently confronted by many crises, from climate, food, education, inequalities, escalating conflicts, and more. To tackle these crises, we must build partnerships.
This forum is very special in that since its founding in 2018, it has been co-hosted with friends and colleagues of the Ban Ki-moon Foundation for a Better Future and the Ban Ki-moon Center for Global Citizens. Our valuable partnership is based on the belief that together we can accomplish the UN Sustainable Development Goals. These goals are not and should not be a burden to one community nor one nation, but rather we should acknowledge that we are in this together and only our combined efforts can make a meaningful difference. As President Yoon Dong-sup of Yonsei University noted in his inaugural address, Yonsei University will progress as a university that is tightly engaged with the societal challenges and realize a future university model where the knowledge and assets held by the university are dedicated to driving the progress of our society. By empowering Yonsei, we aim to empower the society around us.
And by bringing together world leaders, researchers, policymakers, and global citizens, we will share knowledge and learn from another. By doing so, we can bring the SDGs back on track. So we have prepared this forum, an exciting and packed 2 days of how we can reboot the achievement of the UN Sustainable Development Goals. We have prepared keynotes, a special session, 5 plenary sessions, and 14 featured sessions on diverse themes from peace building, care economy, artificial intelligence, and many, many more. We will offer questions, lessons learned, and solutions that we can explore together in ensuring the well-being of our people and the planet.
So over the next 2 days, we will have opportunities to hear about latest findings from world-renowned researchers and compelling voices for sustainable development. We welcome all of you to join today's session and those of tomorrow. We hope that the sessions that you will experience over the next 2 days will offer you with a chance to look back on the world that we're living in and prioritize global benefits in this seemingly irrational world. Thank you so much for taking part in this event and for your efforts, both small and big, to make a safe, free, and a sustainable world. Today's opening ceremony will begin with welcoming remarks from the GEEF co-host. First of all, please welcome President of Yonsei University, Dr. and Professor Dong-sup Yoon. Please welcome our president with a big round of applause.
Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, and esteemed colleagues from around the world, I am honored to extend a warm welcome to you all to the Global Engagement and Empowerment Forum 2024. It's with great pleasure that we gathered here today, joined by 2 distinguished co-hosts. His Excellency Mr. Ban Ki-moon, the 8th Secretary General of the United Nations, and His Excellency Heinz Fischer, the 11th Federal President of Austria. Today, we embark on a journey with the theme, Reboot the SDGs, Reset Our Future, underscoring our dedication to sustainable development and a sense of international collaborations. Since 2018, Yonsei University has led this mission in partnership with the Ban Ki-moon Foundation for a Better Future and the Ban Ki-moon Center for Global Citizens. As we mark our 6th anniversary, our commitment to evaluating global engagement role in sustainability is stronger than ever. In an era defined by climate change, pandemics, geopolitical strife, and swift technological progress, the importance of a united and well-informed community cannot be overstated. GEEF serves as an essential platform encouraging collaboration and disseminating unbiased, inclusive knowledge for the betterment of all. Our efforts at Yonsei, grounded in the belief in international cooperation's transformative potential, aim to empower individuals toward achieving sustainable development. Reflecting on our 139-year history, Yonsei's evolution from a modest clinic to a beacon of empowerment through superior education and pioneering research illustrates our conviction that empowering people is fundamental to achieving a sustainable future. This conviction fuels our dedication to GEEF's mission to address complex societal challenges by empowering individuals and augmenting our research for groundbreaking solutions. Our commitment extends to fortifying network among professionals, citizens, and stakeholders, all aimed at the sustainable future, an effort encapsulated by the phrase, empowering Yonsei. Empowering Yonsei signifies more than just institutional growth. It's about cultivating global leaders and innovators and propelling research to tackle processing issues. As Yonsei's president, I pledge to guide our university toward a sustainable future by harnessing diverse resources, fostering innovative solutions, and nurturing a community committed to positive change. This holistic approach promises not only societal benefits, but also cements Yonsei's pivotal role in sculpting a bright future. Today, I am excited to announce 3 key initiatives that reaffirm our dedications to the SDGs. Firstly, we are excited to introduce the Ban Ki-moon International Fellowship in honor of the 8th UN Secretary General. This program will provide financial and academic support to emerging leaders, helping them pursue studies at Yonsei that contribute to global sustainability efforts. Secondly, the launch of the Social Resources Bank project marks a significant step towards addressing global social issues. By utilizing the wide-ranging expertise within Yonsei, this project encourages collaboration across disciplines to empower communities and further our commitment to the Sustainable Development Goals. And lastly, we are set to transform Yonsei's approach to education and research, which are focused on the SDGs. This transformation involves not only updating our curriculum, but also establishing a research management system designed to reward and support research activities aligned with sustainable development objectives. This transformative strategy will amplify our collective impact on global challenges through innovation, collaboration, and social responsibility. This initiative highlights Yonsei University's steadfast dedication to sustainable development and our role in fostering a resilient and equitable future. As we proceed with the GEEF program over the next 2 days, I eagerly anticipate the forthcoming discussions and the innovative solutions they will spawn. Our aim is to critically evaluate our past endeavors and uncover avenues to secure a thriving future for humanity. Once again, I warmly welcome all participants of GEEF 2024. Together, let's envision and forge a future that not only empowers Yonsei, but also galvanizes the global community toward sustainability and unity. Yonsei invites you to this transformative journey. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, President Tung Soo-byun, for your welcoming remarks and your dedication to the SDGs. I'm personally very intrigued by the 3 initiatives you have just announced, and I'm very intrigued about Yonsei's initiative for the SDGs. Moving on, it is now my pleasure to announce to you His Excellency Ban Ki-moon, the 8th Secretary General of the United Nations, Chairman of the Ban Ki-moon Foundation for a Better Future, and co-chair of the Ban Ki-moon Center for Global Citizens. Please welcome him with a big round of applause for his welcoming remarks.
Honorable Dr. Yoon Dong-seop, President of Yonsei University, and Excellencies, distinguished members of the Diplomatic Corps, and all the guests from around the world. It is my great honor and privilege to deliver these welcoming remarks at the GEEF Global Engagement and Empowerment Forum 2024. I have been proudly engaged in this important forum since its inception in 2018 as an honorary chair of the Institute for Global Engagement and Empowerment, IGEE, at Yonsei University. Today, as one of the co-hosts of this forum, I warmly welcome you all to this timely forum. Nowadays, we face unprecedented challenges threatening our shared future. Indeed, we stand together at a critical juncture in history. Geopolitical tensions have escalated, undermining the very spirit of multilateral cooperation and global peace. At the same time, the accelerating crisis of climate change poses existential risk to our future generations. The rapid advancement of science and technology, in particular artificial intelligence, promises upgraded lifestyles for humanity. However, at the same time, there are serious concerns that our common sense of being human beings might be undermined due to the unchecked development of AI. This could also further deepen the divide between the privileged and the less privileged, potentially exacerbating discrimination and inequality. These obstacles seriously hinder our progress towards the Sustainable Development Goals, highlighting the critical urgency of our mission. Since the launch of GEEF in 2018, this forum has become an essential platform for confronting these interconnected global challenges. Our dialogue spans a wide array of crucial topics, from global peace building and climate change to education, health, and the implications of cutting-edge technologies. This diversity of discussion underscores the inherent complexity of the issues at hand, as well as the comprehensive approach required to navigate them effectively. The need for collaboration across both borders and disciplines has never been more evident. In our pursuit of Sustainable Development Goals and Paris Climate Change Agreement, and amidst the backdrop of ongoing conflicts, environmental crisis, and technological disparities, a critical reflection on our past efforts is essential. We must acknowledge where we have fallen short and then reinvigorate our strategies to achieve sustainable development. Amid the array of 22 enlightening sessions at GEEF 2024, I am particularly excited about the special session I have the honor of moderating, focused on global peace building and sustainability. This session, while just one example of the comprehensive discussions planned over 2 days of GEEF, offers a unique platform to harness our collective wisdom and tackle the root causes of conflict and environmental degradation. It underscores the forum's commitment to collaborative innovation and serves as a microcosm of the broader efforts to achieve our SDGs. Excellencies, distinguished participants, ladies and gentlemen, despite the formidable challenges that lie ahead, I remain filled with hope. Throughout my half-a-century-long diplomatic career, I have witnessed the profound impact of collective will and action. By uniting forces, synergizing action, and expanding solidarity, we can overcome the barriers to achieving the SDGs and chart a new path towards a peaceful and sustainable future. As we actively delve into the discussions at the forum, let us embrace a spirit of cooperation and commit to the hard work necessary to spur lasting change. The future we all aspire to is within reach, but it demands active engagement and collaboration from each of us. Lastly, I extend my heartfelt gratitude for your participation in GEEF 24. Let us reignite our shared commitment to the work of SDGs together to reshape our future, not only for the betterment of our generation, but more importantly, for all those yet to come, our succeeding generations. Ladies and gentlemen, let us work together to realize a better and sustainable world for all. That is our moral responsibility at this time. Thank you very much. 감사합니다.
Thank you very much, Excellency. I believe that your speech pointed directions in which GEEF and all our participants should head towards as we target to address some of the world's most critical challenges. Next, once the stage is clear, the 11th President of the Republic of Austria and co-chair of the Ban Ki-moon Center for Global Citizens, Dr. Heinz Fischer, has also sent his kind words through a video. Let's take a look at his video message.
Your Excellencies, distinguished speakers, ladies and gentlemen, Good morning and welcome to the Global Engagement and Empowerment Forum 2024 at Yonsei University. It's a great honor for me to speak to you today as you gather to address some of the most pressing challenges our world is facing. I extend my warm greetings from Vienna, Austria, to Her Excellency Amina Mohammed, Deputy Secretary General of the United Nations, to my good friend, His Excellency Ban Ki-moon, former Secretary General of the United Nations, to His Excellency Tae-yul Cho, Minister of Foreign Affairs of the Republic of Korea, to Her Excellency Kyung-hwa Kang, former Minister of Foreign Affairs of the Republic of Korea, to Honorable Se-hoon-oh, Mayor of Seoul, and Honorable Dong Soo-byun, President of Yonsei University. Ladies and gentlemen, Austria and Korea share a long history of collaboration in many fields, in particular culture, economics, and politics. And these relations have improved steadily in the recent past, and we do our best to continuously improve them. I served my country for more than 40 years as a Member of Parliament, Minister of Science and Research, 12 years as President of our Parliament, and finally 12 years as President of Austria. But never in these 40 years was the state of affairs in the field of international relations so complex, so difficult, and so dangerous for peace as it is now. Therefore, it is imperative to inform each other, to speak to each other, to safeguard the bridges between nations, to work hard for peace, and to defend human rights. I'm concerned, and I can see how the United Nations are under pressure in these days, how the European Union is under pressure, how many economies are under pressure, how our environment is suffering, and how so many individuals are in danger and desperation. We therefore, and for many other reasons, have to be on the side of peace and collaboration. But nowadays, this is very, very difficult. Russia's war against Ukraine was started more than 2 years ago. The European Union is supporting the victim, namely Ukraine, of this military aggression. This is, in my opinion, legitimate and necessary. Nevertheless, it is not enough. We must try everything so that the process of negotiations can be started with the goal to make peace on the basis of lasting security for both sides. I'm afraid that in the year 2024, a stable peace will not be reached in Ukraine. But as a first step, we must stop the killing and continue building bridges. Ladies and gentlemen, the war between Israel and Hamas is another cause for grave concerns. The atrocities committed by Hamas on the 7th of October last year against Israelis on the one side, and the endless counterattacks by the Israeli army in the Gaza Strip on the other side with so many victims, these are very sad facts. No doubt, Israel has every right to defend its citizens and its territory and to press for returning the hostages. But even defense in such a case has to remain under the rule of international law and has to be proportionate. My very personal nightmare is how much additional hatred is created in the hearts of young Palestinians and young Muslims after 30,000 civilians, men, women, and children were killed in the Gaza Strip since October 23. And what will be the consequences if we don't find a solution for this conflict? I'm afraid that violence and terrorist attacks in 2 or 5 or 10 years could have their roots in the present situation in the Gaza Strip. and in the hatred growing from day to day, from week to week, from victim to victim. This is, to make it totally clear, no exculpation for any terrorist attacks in the present or the future. But if we discuss the consequences and the long-term consequences of the present war in Gaza, we must be prepared for all possible developments. So it must be said that since the end of World War II, peace in this part of the world was never as urgent as today. Ladies and gentlemen, even though we are confronted with bloody wars in our time, we nevertheless, at the same time, have to fulfill our duties and obligations in the working to avoid a climate catastrophe and to support the SDGs as a peaceful instrument to improve the situation of humankind in a global dimension. As I have already participated in several impressive GEEF meetings in Seoul, as co-host and co-chair of the Ban Ki-moon Center for Global Citizens, I know that all these topics and problems, and many more, will be subjects in your discussions. We have no other choice than to think carefully, to discuss in a balanced way, and to act steadfastly in the right direction. The SDGs are the most valuable instrument in this field. Let me wish you all the best for this year's GEEF meeting. Let this assembly be a catalyst for positive change and for peaceful cooperation. I thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you, Your Excellency Dr. Heinz Fischer, for your remarks and clear words. Indeed, we must always be on the side of peace and collaboration. As the next speaker, we're delighted to have Her Excellency Amina Mohammed, Deputy Secretary General of the United Nations. Despite her busy schedule, she has sent us a video to deliver congratulatory remarks. Let's take a look.
His Excellency Secretary General Ban Ki-moon, Mr. Dong Sup-yoon, distinguished guests, as we look towards the Summit of the Future in New York later this year, gatherings such as yours provide an invaluable moment to reflect on how far we've come and to gather our resolve for the challenges that remain. At the SDG Summit last September, the Secretary General called for a rescue plan for people and for planet, because we are far off track to deliver on the Sustainable Development Goals and on the Paris Agreement. Our collective promise for a better world, and we still have time to correct the course, but the window is closing fast. Transformative actions and game-changing interventions are needed in key areas, including food and energy systems, digital connectivity, education, jobs and social protection, and tackling climate change and biodiversity loss. There are bright spots indicating that agreement and change are possible, despite our divisions. On climate action, COP28 was a moment of much-needed global unity around an important set of climate commitments. The new Loss and Damage Fund was established and nearly $800 million was committed to it. Agreements were made on operationalizing mitigation and the just transition away from fossil fuels. This includes a tripling of renewable energy capacity and doubling energy efficiency improvements by 2030. It also includes a phase down of coal power and phasing out of inefficient fossil fuel subsidies. And it includes accelerating the reduction of emissions from road transportation and methane emissions, as well as halting and reversing deforestation and forest degradation by 2030. Limiting climate change to a 1.5 degree and building resilience against its impacts are fundamental to achieving all of the other Sustainable Development Goals. The next 2 years will be decisive, so we need all hands on deck. The United Nations appreciates the contributions from your gathering of esteemed experts, especially in providing lessons learned and actions for transformative change. These lessons will also be informative as we work to secure fundamental changes from the upcoming Summit of the Future in September. The summit will accelerate SDG progress, including reform of the international financial architecture, a new global digital compact, and a fresh approach to peace and security, and a new commitment to the meaningful engagement of young people and better systems for responding to global shocks and future generations. Let us work together to keep the promise of the 2030 Agenda. I wish you a productive meeting and thank you for your continued support to the United Nations.
Thank you for your kind words. I'm sure that many of us here could empathize on the urgency of achieving the SDGs in the near future. So our next congratulatory video is from Mr. Oh Se-hun, the Mayor of Seoul. Let's take a look at his video message.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I am Oh Se-hun, Mayor of Seoul. Congratulations on hosting the 6th Global Engagement and Empowerment Forum. I'd like to extend my gratitude to President Dong-sup Yoon of Yonsei University for organizing this meaningful event, as well as members of the IGEE and experts from home and abroad for their participation. Right now, the world is facing so many challenges, including poverty, inequality, and the climate crisis. In order to address these issues, the United Nations and the international community established the Sustainable Development Goals in 2015 and called for the participation of all countries around the world. As we are only 6 years away from 2030, the target deadline, I believe that now is a really important time to reboot the SDGs and reset our future, as the theme of this forum illustrates. I hope that this forum will serve as a starting point for presenting new alternatives to realize the common goal of humanity, that no one will be left behind, and move forward together towards a more sustainable future. In line with the global trend, the Seoul Metropolitan Government has declared Seoul as a 2030 sustainable city and is striving for a balanced development in areas such as economy, society, and the environment. We will continue to do our best to improve the quality of the life of citizens and the sustainability of the city through various policies such as the Climate Companion Card and Safe Income. Once again, I'd like to thank you all for your participation and contribution. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor Oh Se-hun, for your generous words. Before we officially commence with the forum, we would like to use this moment and pose briefly for a photo session. So we would kindly ask all speakers of the opening ceremony to come forward to the stage. Everybody who has been invited to the picture has been individually contacted by the organizing team, so please join us on stage. Dear ladies and gentlemen, dear participants, let's welcome them with a big round of applause. Thank you, Your Excellencies, dear speakers. Please do take your seats. We will shortly follow with our next point in the program.